Sean on the beat.
Welcome everybody. We are tuned in to another episode of the SIPTLK Podcast. I got a special guest with me in the building today. Why don't you introduce yourself, man?
What's up, man? I'm Anthonee Monson. I've been knowing Keontae for a little bit since I moved down here to Oxford. That's my boy for life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, what it do,
What's up,
man?
man?
I appreciate you inviting me in here,
Yeah,
man.
No problem, bro. Anything.
In this shop. I want you to explain to people what the shop is and what is CBD actually.
Okay. So I bet a lot of people probably already know what it is. I don't know if they came through here or not. Hempville CBD. CBD, man, it helps a lot of people. I can tell you that. We have people coming through these doors all the time. Same customers coming back, get more stuff to help them with whatever it is they're looking for. It can be really anything. A lot of people like it for like anxiety. It helps calm it. You need to get on some of that.
Yeah, man. You
With
about
your
right.
anxiety. But a lot of people use it for anxiety. A lot of people use it for muscle soreness. Some people even use it for like chemotherapy, after post-chemotherapy treatment for their pain. Just so many different ways that it can be used. So it has all the medical benefits that you would find in marijuana.
Oh, okay.
So you don't get that high, but you do get the medicinal benefits.
Okay. That's good to know, man. Yeah, I'd like to appreciate Hempville for allowing me to be in here. And as he said, man, it has a lot of benefits. So y'all come by the shop, man. Where is it located at?
Jackson Avenue West in Oxford. You can find it right across the street from Starbucks. A lot of people don't know where it's at, but I would just tell them across from Starbucks, and then they know where it's at.
Okay. All right, man. Now let's get into this interview, man. As every interview everybody's seen, I like to start off with a mental health check-in. So tell me where your mental is. 1 being very bad, you in a bad place, to 10, you being on top of the world.
Right now, I'm gonna go with probably like a 6, 7.
At a 6, 7?
I don't know. Mental health is kind of something big to me. You know, someone who's gone through depression, still battles depression to this day. I think it's really important. I don't think we talk about it enough.
No, we really don't, man.
I think that we're getting to a point where it is more talked about and taken more seriously. But I'm a big advocate for it. And from your podcast, I'm seeing you doing these mental health checks.
Yeah.
And I really like that, because you never know.
No,
and
you don't.
ain't nobody going to tell you if something is wrong with them, right?
Nope.
And I used to be that same person, and I'm probably still that same person. But, it's conversation, just simple, how you doing, you know? That helps so many people, like, you don't even know. And I found that out working here. We have people coming in here that are like that. And, like, you just talking to them or, like, helping them out or asking them how they're doing, it might change their day.
Wow, man. And it's crazy how just the little things can impact people in such a big way. That's why I like to ask people what's going on, man. Just vent, just let me know what's up. I don't know if I can help, but I maybe can refer you to somebody who can help you, or we can just talk. It may just be a simple conversation to get them through.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it takes, Crazy. And it's growing, man. Mental health is growing. I think a lot of people were so blind to the fact that they even had it or in denial. But the more people that open up about it, the more people that speak on about it,
Yeah.
That gives people more comfortability to open up for themselves.
Well, like at one time, man, people didn't really think that was a thing. They just
Right.
thought that was just a part of adulthood. You just go through it and just be a man and figure out how to get through it. And, that led to a lot of, high blood pressure, a lot of adverse effects to society. And, it might lead to somebody, just walking out on their family. Mental health does a whole lot of stuff that people just don't understand that trickled down from back in the day all the way up to now. So when we're talking about mental health, man, do you have a story that somebody has helped you in the past, like a conversation that maybe had changed your life?
Yeah, I do actually have a
I mean,
bit.
you don't have to like, you don't got to tell everything. I just want to know, like,
No, I do. Like, if I got something to say, I'm gonna tell it.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Because that's the only way
All right.
you're gonna help people. Because a lot of people, like me, I used to think that I was tough. I used to think that like holding that inside was like tough. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm the man for doing that, but you ain't a man
No,
for
man.
doing that, man. I'm telling you, because like you get rock bottom, and you don't know what's gonna happen. I had a time. It was about 2 summers ago. I was really depressed, man. And I don't even know if I ever told you about this. And I was back home for the summer because my parents were worried about me down here. My sisters were worried about me. So I went home because I was really deep depressed, bro. And I was acting like everything's okay, keeping everything bottled up inside, which is never the answer.
Yeah.
And I was doing a lot of drinking, smoking, when I was home. And I was just trying to mask that pain. But just one night, man, I was out drinking and I hit rock bottom. I'm crying to a couple of my friends back home, just like letting it all go, man. And it felt so good to let it go. But at the same time, like being that vulnerable, I never been like that before.
Wow.
They really helped me out. They set up an intervention with me, kind of, sort of, and talked to me about it. Because, like, the drugs and the alcohol, they only help for a certain amount of time, right?
Yep.
But then something bad is going to happen eventually. And for me, luckily, it didn't get that bad to where I did something stupid to really hurt myself. But I had a couple of those friends there to help me get through that time. Some of my closest friends that I've known for a long time, man.
Wow.
And it completely changed my life. And I used that to kind of turn it around.
Wow, man. Them the type of friends that you want in your corner, man. Them friends that when you come to them with issues like that, they're going to help you out on the spot, no matter what they got going on. And they ain't going to, talk about you or try to, ridicule you when you're not around. Because, some people, they'll use stuff against you. Like when you once you're vulnerable to them and then when you have a bad moment or y'all have a falling out or whatever, then they'll kind of bring that back on you.
Right.
Like, oh man, now you acting like this, but you wasn't saying it back when you was crying the other day, and that kind of makes people not want to be vulnerable when they realize that they'll have dirt on them or whatever, so to speak.
Right. But that goes back to the point of, like, you can't, I know it's harder said than done, but you can't really, you can't care what people think about you. Like, if you got to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't real with yourself, how you supposed to get by in life, man? You can't lie to yourself.
No.
You have to look yourself in the mirror and you have to figure out what's the root cause of what's going on, and you gotta figure it out. And it's hard, but it's something you gotta do.
Man, it's definitely what's up, man. I'm glad you told that story, brother. All right, man. So let's get into your early childhood, man. Tell the people where you were born and raised at, man.
So I was born in Joliet, which is a little south of Chicago. My family's from Chicago. I grew up around the area, and it was a good life. I didn't have my birth dad in my life. And until I was like 6 or 7, my mom married my stepdad, which now he's just my dad. Ain't no stepdad, he's my dad. And you met him,
Oh
you
yeah,
know
he
the
cool
man
dude,
he is.
man, cool.
Man, he's given me all the blessings that I could ask for, and I'm so thankful, But early in them years, like growing up with just my mom and my grandma and grandpa, my grandma and grandpa did a lot of raising us, and my mom working hard to just like give us everything that we could want, as kids that you could get. But like as a kid, you don't know you're poor, right?
No, you don't know.
You just think you're living life,
Well,
right?
until you start being around other people who got a lot more other stuff, then you'll kind of see it, but you don't really know what poor is.
Right. And then I don't know. It was normal to me. Like life was good. It was normal life. I think I had a really good childhood, and I can't I can't complain about anything. I love, and that's about it.
Oh yeah, man. So how many siblings do you have, brother?
I got two sisters. I got an older sister, Lexi. Um, Everyone says she's my twin because we look alike.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but people do, which I don't know. But she's amazing. She works hard. She's changed her life in so many ways. She used to be overweight, and she started taking her health seriously. She's really I don't know if you've seen her lately. But she's really, really done good for herself. She's out in Arizona, living the life, doing great things. And then my little sister, Hattie, she plays volleyball at Notre Dame. Athlete, not the athlete of the family, though, because that's me. But,
don't mess the interview up, man.
I'm competitive.
Don't mess the interview
No,
up.
I'm just kidding. But she's like probably the best athlete I'd ever seen. She's incredible. So, yeah, two sisters.
Two sisters, man. So tell me, what did family mean to you growing up, man?
Family meant everything, I feel like I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so I spent a lot of time with my family, and I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and I think they're in a sense were like parents to me, but family was all about love and all those things, and I think it shaped me into the man I am today. Treating everybody with respect and, being nice to people and being kind. I think I learned a lot of the values that I have now. I learned from my family.
Family. That's what's up, man. Family is always important, man. Family definitely ain't like it used to be, though, man.
No, man, it's different.
All right, man. So when we're talking about school, when you was growing up back in Chicago, what do you remember about school? Like, what are some good memories that you had in school?
Good memories, man. I don't really know. I got really bad memory. I think it's from football, getting hit in the head too many times.
CTE, huh?
No, I really am kind of worried about it because like I don't really remember school like that. I went to a Catholic grade school, and that was different. We went to church every Friday and Sunday. So I think having God in my life at a young age kind of helped me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like as I got older, like I'm not saying I'm atheist, but I believe in a higher power. I don't necessarily believe in the Catholic views. But I grew up in going to a Catholic grade school, and I'm biracial, right? So my dad's black, my mom's white, and I think I always was searching for a sense of belonging because I was confused. I was like, why do I look different than all these people? And I don't know. It was just, I think I would just spent a lot of time like trying to find myself even at a young age. But at that young of age, you're so confused you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah. So let's get back to the being biracial, man, because that was a good point you had brought up. So what is tough about being biracial? First tell me what's tough, and then tell me the perks about it.
The perks.
Yeah. I know it's.
I mean, it's tough, coming from up north, like it's normal. You see more of it, and then coming down here, it's different.
Yeah.
Because you're treated one way, and you see the racism down here. Well, even when you're biracial, you see the racism down here, and you see it up north too. It's just it's not as blatant, I think. But let me tell you a story. One time when me and my sister were little kids, my mom brought us down to the coast of Mississippi to visit my grandparents because they were down here. They traveled in a trailer. And we were outside at the pool of a hotel, and me and my sister were playing with these little black kids. And this white lady came up to my mom and was like, "We don't do that down here."
Whoa.
Yeah. And like at the time, I didn't know, and I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just playing. I don't see color. I don't see anything like that as a little kid, and to this day I don't. But I thought that my mom telling me that story when I got older, I think that really like impacted me like there really are people like that out here, right?
And then they'll come straight to you with it.
I know.
Wow, man. Like, whew.
And that was in the 90s, early 2000s, maybe.
Man. So you think about it being in the 90s. Just think about how it was maybe in the 70s and 60s, like back in those days, man. It probably, just I can't even imagine how rough it was.
I couldn't even think about it. But going back to your question, I mean, I don't think there's any. I mean, there probably are benefits of being biracial or negative
But I told you I
aspects
think
of
it's a
it.
benefit.
But I mean, you can pass as white, you know, a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And I think what I struggled with growing up, and probably till like 5 years ago, like I didn't know where I fit in, bro. I didn't know if I was black. I didn't know if I was white. I didn't know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I was
no,
so
I know exactly what you
confused.
mean.
And like, yeah, white people accepted me, but to some I wasn't white enough.
Yeah.
Black people accepted me, but to some I wasn't black
So
enough.
he wasn't black enough.
You know what I mean? And it's so dumb because I ain't defined by color.
No,
I ain't
man, you
defined
shouldn't
by
be.
that. I'm defined about who I am, right?
Exactly, your personality and what you stand for and your morals and stuff like that. That's what people should judge you on instead of color of your skin.
Exactly.
Man, that's crazy, bro. All right, man. So, tell me, what's one of your biggest fears of life?
My biggest fear, one of my biggest fears in life. So I learned this from David Goggins. You know, someone who's, you know, David Goggins. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of David Goggins, but you should look him up. My biggest fear is, say I get to heaven or something like that, and I get up to God and he's got a checklist of all these things I should have been, could have been, if I would have just gave him my all. He said, you should have been this, you should have been that. And I don't have none of them checked off because I never reached my full potential. You know, I think consistently growing in everything that you do, like we were just talking about it earlier, finding your purpose.
Yeah.
When you find your purpose, it elevates your whole life, and you can change a lot of people's lives along the way. And I think that's my biggest fear, not accomplishing what I was set on this earth to do. And I don't think that I've found it yet, my purpose, my true purpose, but I'm always searching. And the moment that it comes, I'll be able to really put myself in position to, when I'm done with this life, to say I checked off all the boxes.
Man, that's good. And trust me, when you do find your purpose, you're going to know it, and you're going to do whatever it takes to get the ball rolling. Just like
Exactly.
I told you with this podcast, man. You know, I went and got me a cheap camera. You know, I just took my studio equipment and just said, I'm going to go ahead and do it, man, because I feel like this is something I need to be doing. This is something that needs to be out. I want people like you to tell y'all stories, you know, and share with the world so the world can get motivation from it, man. I'm trying to make change.
And that's the thing. Like, you don't have to have the nicest stuff to get started, bro. Just get started.
Yeah, that's what I did, man.
And you're gonna see, bro. Because think about it now, and what we're doing right now. I said, look, we got everything set up right here. You got a nice camera or whatever it is. But when you look back, because you're documenting all this, and when you look back and you made it to where you want to go, you're gonna be like, damn, I stuck with it. I'm glad I did it.
Yes,
you know.
sir.
But it's hard, you know. You gotta be patient.
Oh, yeah.
Patience is a big thing.
Patience is definitely a virtue.
For sure.
All right, man. So we're going to transition into this college because that's what's going to transition into something else for me. But what is your major currently in college right now?
I'm a dietetics major, which is nutrition. And really just using nutrition from a health benefit. You know, it's important. It's how we function. It's how we operate. It's how we live. It's how we keep living. I graduated with my bachelor's in nutrition last May. Now I'm in grad school, getting my master's, and then this upcoming fall I start my dietetic internship, which is 1,200 hours. Really getting in the field to really learn how to be a dietitian.
Oh yeah, that sounds challenging, but I know you're gonna be up for it,
It's
man.
gonna be tough, but we like that, right?
Yeah.
We like that the challenges that make us
Challenges.
grow.
Yeah, man. So I brought up your major because it leads into me wanting to ask you about your workout routine and regimen, man. Tell
Yeah,
people about how you work out, how you keep yourself in shape.
man, I go hard. That's all I gotta say. And it's not the way I train isn't built for everybody, right? Because everybody has a different way of training.
Yep.
And you have to find the training method that's right for you. Because my training, my training method, and it ain't gonna work for everybody.
No.
And
Nope.
and the more I push it on people, probably the more they hate me. Because I'm not nice about it. I train my girlfriend, and I know she gets pissed at me because I'm a hard ass.
Trying
Like,
to
you know what
push
I
her,
mean?
yeah.
And I don't mean it in a negative way. But I know where my potential is, and I know how much I push myself, and I expect that out of the people that I train.
Yeah.
And when I'm not getting that, and when I'm not seeing that, I get pissed off. And sometimes I got to sit back and think like, okay, they ain't me, right? I gotta calm down. But I've got to the point where I just don't train nobody now, unless they're gonna work out how I tell them to work out.
Yeah.
But I work out a lot. I work out usually Monday through Sunday. No days off, really. I do take some days off now because I'm starting to learn that recovery is actually really helping me. I know I used to be hard-headed about that, but I can't say I have a certain training philosophy because it changes all the time. It's always evolving because I'm always learning something new.
Mm-hmm.
I run a lot now. I never really used to run, but I push a lot of weight, not like in terms of amount, but frequency.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for right now. I'm just running and lifting weights 7 days a week.
Okay. Man, you remember we used to work together. I was thinking about this on the way over here. We used to work together, and you used to come in with your lunch, and I used to be like, man, if you want to eat some grass, man, you can go outside. It's
rabbit
free.
food?
You don't gotta bring. But you always had clean diet, man, clean meat, clean. What else you had, like some little vegetables and stuff. It was just very clean. And you remember I used to come in with the big star plates, 2-star crunches, a Swiss roll, big.
Hello, David.
Man, but looking back on that, man, I used to teach you so much about it, and then I had my little health scare, and I started taking myself seriously. And now I'm looking at diet through the same lens that you looking at it. I'm watching everything that I eat now. So, man, tell me how did you get? Well, actually, tell about when you were actually weighing a whole lot, and how did you get yourself out of there?
So you calling me fat? But nah, let's get one thing straight. I want you to do me a favor.
What's up?
Replace the word diet with nutrition.
Okay.
Don't say diet.
Right.
You don't need no diet. Proper nutrition, balanced nutrition. No more diet. All right.
Okay.
Because when people think of diet, what do they think of? They think of keto, or they think of paleo, or they think of any type of fad diet that's out there that is going to get you short-term results, and then it's not sustainable for the long run. Okay? So always think of nutrition as proper, like balanced. So you're getting a balance of carbs, fats, all the good nutrients. Okay?
All right. I got you,
I want you to do that for me.
All right.
But I used to be. So I went to college to play football at a small school in Minnesota, and I changed positions. So I was a wide receiver in high school. So I was kind of little. I was like 180, 190 pounds, and then they put me at linebacker, middle linebacker. So I blew up a little bit. I tried to put on some football weight.
Yeah.
That turned into not so much football weight, but just me eating. So I got up to like 265, 270, I think, at the highest. And it just wasn't good for my body. Because at the time, I wasn't serious with football. I kind of wanted to be done. I was at a place I didn't want to be. I think that's kind of where my depression even started, the root of it. So I just ate. And I'm telling you, when I ate 3 frozen pizzas in a day.
Dang.
like crazy stuff. You know, I did not take nutrition seriously. I think I always knew that it was important, but I thought I was young and invincible and I could keep it up.
Yeah.
And then you don't even know when you gain all that weight
No, you don't notice
until
it at
you
all.
look at an old picture after you lost the weight. You know what I'm saying? And then it completely changed it. I'm like, that's me,
Yep.
you know? But yeah, I was super heavy, and I was actually, a turning point in my process was I was at a party and back at home because I came home from college. I was just drinking and eating and getting big and unhealthy. And one of my friends that I hadn't seen in a long time yells out at the party, "Hey, yo, Monson, you got fat." And you know me, like if you know the type of person I am, like that's gonna like strike a note in me. I'm gonna prove that person wrong or whatever. The next day, I kid you not, I went and got a gym membership because I wasn't going to the gym. I got a gym membership, and I got on YouTube like it was my job, searching nutrition. What I got to do to be healthy, and I just educated myself. I educated myself on nutrition. I educated myself in fitness. I started meal prepping, and I started going to the gym religiously. And it sucked at first, like everything that you don't really want to do is going to suck at first. But as long as if you can stay in that fire for like just keep extending how long you stay in that fire, and eventually it's going to get easier for you. And then that sparked an interest in nutrition. Because at first I was a special education major. Like I wanted to be a teacher.
I can see that.
But life changes, man. And you go through things and they open your eyes to new things. So that's where my love for fitness and nutrition came.
Okay. All right, man. That's what's up, my brother. All right, now we're gonna transition back into personal life. Now we're gonna get out of there.
Oh shit.
So now I want you to describe a time that you were kind of at a crossroads where you felt like if you didn't start taking your life serious, then you were gonna end up in a bad place. Like, what was that point?
Damn. You know, I think it goes back to what we were just talking about. When I was out of shape and all that stuff, I was doing a lot of bad things. I was drinking. I was doing drugs. You know, anything to make me feel good. And I think if I had kept going down that road, who knows what I would have done? Because I was literally that person to do anything somebody told me to do.
Oh,
So almost clout chasing, I guess. You know, I wanted people to like me, and I think I'd have went any distance for that. And I think knowing that changed it because I knew that something bad was going to happen, and I wouldn't probably be in the position I am now.
so you're saying you were like easily motivated by wanting
Others.
gratification from others?
Yeah.
You know, and that's tough, man. Wanting to have a sense of belonging.
It's a lot of that, you know. A lot of people are like that. Like they operate their lives based on the opinions of others. And it's so sad because I'd been through that before. And it's why I try to be the realest person that I can be.
Yeah.
Authenticity matters.
Yes, it does.
And the more authentic you are, you can teach so many people to be themselves. And you don't have to get into no bad shit to be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think a lot of people get lost in the being cool part. But you ain't got to be cool. You just got to be real.
So is that something that you would share with kids?
Absolutely. Especially nowadays because social media, right?
Yeah.
We're in the day where social media is king. And I think I fell victim to this trap because, you know, when I was on Instagram and I was doing all the fitness stuff and posting videos and posting pictures of myself, like, and I think I was seeing other people on Instagram and I was comparing my life to theirs. And when I started comparing my life to theirs, I started getting depressed about my own life.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Because I ain't living how they living. But but you got to look at it like this. Instagram is the highlight reel of people's lives.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna show you the bad. They ain't gonna show
low
you
life, huh?
the realness, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why you don't see me on Instagram no more posting stuff unless it matters. And I think that's what I want to do going forward with my Instagram, is make it, in any social media, is make it a place of realness, to like where I show everything, like raw emotions, lay it all out there, because I think that's when you can help the people the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when they actually see the real you, instead of every time they see you, you balling out or you looking good or you having happy stuff in your life.
And it ain't like that,
and it's,
bro.
No, it's not like that.
Look, you might have this much of that, but then your list of problems is that big, but you ain't gonna show that list of problems because you want everyone to think you're good, right?
Yep, be on there with your phone. Yeah, man, just got this new vet.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get off the phone, dude, hey, can I have my keys, to my car? It ain't your car.
The fake it till you make it stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe. I probably did used to believe in that, but I don't believe in it anymore, and I won't stand on that. Like, my principle is, let's be real, right? So we're gonna stand on that principle forever.
All right, man. So now we got to bring up, I want to go back to you talking about, you talking about your lady. You say you work out with her. But I want to talk about y'all too, relationship-wise, man. Tell me about what made her stand out from all the other women, man.
First, she was funny. And she made me laugh so hard. Like, I ain't never laughed that hard in my life. But just the type of person she is, and I've had a lot of people walk all over me, and I've let it, and I've let it affect me, but she was so caring and like real and open, and so easy to get along with. I literally pretty much knew on sight that she was the one for me, and I met her in the gym.
Of course.
I met her in the gym, but she wasn't the first one to approach me. She was with one of her friends, and her other friend approached me. And so it's kind of weird how it worked out, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'd have thought, if we're together now, I would have thought she approached me, but she didn't. It didn't work out like that. But it worked. It worked out in the end. But she's so amazing. I can't say enough about her.
Yeah. So what makes the relationship go on your, like, how do y'all do the give and take?
How do we? Dude, we're just honest with each other. Like, if we're gonna say something, we're gonna say it, and it's never to be one up on the other person. It's always to find that common ground. Like, okay, what can we do to solve this issue? We talk about it, everything, and if we're having bad moments, because everybody has bad moments.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
That's never gonna be all great moments, but we get by talking, communication, right? Communication is the key.
Communication, man. Y'all hear that? I think the first interview I had told my homie Dwayne, man, that's one of my most important qualities in a woman, just being able to communicate. I think that's the most important thing. If you can't talk about it, or if you don't think an issue exists, then you can't fix nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you think an issue exists, but the other person doesn't, if you talk about it, bro, that's your feelings, bro. If that person loves you, they're going to take your feelings into consideration. Yes. And that builds trust. And trust is everything, too.
Man, let's
talk about trust.
Man, look, I trust my lady, man. She keeps it 100 with me. I don't have no reason to trust her. But it takes time to get there.
It does.
It really does. Especially when you like in a single moment, when you're single, then you like, man, your whole mindset is, I ain't studying these women, man. They can't be trusted, man. These women too. And you see like what they be doing to other folks to, like, you see what they do to other guys that they talk to in order to talk to you. Like, you get on the phone and say, oh, I'm at the store, I'm at my friend's house, and then you find out, they with you the whole time. You're like, wow. So if she did him like that,
why she gonna do me? Yeah.
How she gonna do me? Exactly.
And when you've been hurt before, that locks you up, bro. So that locks your heart up to not be able to love again for a lot of people. Yeah. And that's when a lot of issues come up, because you're thinking of your past, but your past ain't your present. Your past ain't your future either. And I think a lot of people have to realize that. And when you can separate your past trauma from your present moment, I think that opens up a lot of windows for people.
Ooh, man, hey, repeat that again, man. I like how you said that.
When you open up, when you are able to see your past and leave it at that, and just stay in the present moment, that's when you start opening up windows for yourself.
Man, I love that, man. I love that phrase, brother. All right, let me ask you about a piece of advice that you were given over the years that has stuck with you to now.
Piece of advice. Just work hard, you know. I think that's what it comes down to. Working hard. Telling somebody to work hard and believe in themselves. Self-belief is everything. You ain't going to get nowhere if you don't believe in yourself. And I think that's what I tell everybody. You know, have faith in yourself and your abilities.
Yeah.
And you can really accomplish anything that you want if you have that self-belief. Because nobody can tell you no. And when somebody does tell you no, you have the self-belief to say, what makes you think I can't do it? And then you keep going.
You never had that problem before, man. Nobody can tell you no about doing something because you're going to figure out how to do it.
That's it. You got to figure out how to do it. You got to figure out how to get through those tough times.
Oh, man. So, brother, man, you had the power to change the world. What would you do to change it, man? What you think would make this world go around better?
There's so much that you could say to that question. I don't even know how to answer it. But I think the ability to have empathy for people and to listen and to understand and to really soak in what they're saying so you can maybe help them and just helping other people through whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
Your actions is that's what I would do, you know, just help as many people as I can through whatever it is that I do, because it's going to be different for everybody. You're going to be good at something. You're gonna be better in some areas of life than others, but the ones that you are good at, help the next guy, help the next woman.
Man, but look, I want to go back to the empathy, man, because I think that's a big problem. The fact that people are not able to feel the way that you feel, like people who grew up with money all their lives, they're not able to excuse me. They're not able to understand the struggle about growing up without money and being able to appreciate it when you get older, man. Mm-hmm. So that right there is a segue to another question that I had. Because I'm assuming that you and your girl, y'all going to be successful. I'm just going to go ahead and just wish that on y'all.
Yes, sir.
Y'all going to be successful. Y'all going to have money.
Same with you.
Y'all going to have a bunch of kids. Now, let me just say, y'all, if y'all do end up having, if you do end up having a kid, though, this is what I want to say. How are you going to be able to get that balance between making sure your kid doesn't go without and making sure they understand the value of $1?
I think that all comes back to the values that you implement in your kid. So if you have money, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with having money, right? And you need to teach your kids to have a positive relationship with money. Regardless if you've had money or not, you know, tell them the importance of having it. Yeah. And teach them financial literacy, money literacy.
That's a big one.
Because that way, when they do get older, they'll know how to handle their money. But I think just implementing good values in your son or your daughter from an early age and letting them kind of have the open ability to form opinions of their own instead of the parent implementing their own opinions, you got to kind of let them open their wings and form their own opinions. Mm-hmm. I think that's huge for me, to be able to let my future kid, be themselves and choose their life. You know, I don't think a lot of people understand how much parents' words, when they speak to their kids when they're young, whether it be positive or negative, they soak that up. And those are the habits that they form.
Indeed.
So from an early age, I wanna tell my kid he can do everything. He can be anything he wants to be. Mm-hmm. He can have all the money in the world. He can help all the people in the world. You know, implementing those positive aspects of life, so that when they get older, their opinion isn't formed from somebody else's. It's their own.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely a good way to put it, because we, like you say, we don't want to have our kids struggling, but we don't want them to be snobby and be like, oh,
Right.
well, my dad has this, my
Right.
mom has this.
Right, and that comes
So-
back to teaching them, like,
Mhm.
and also, like, even though I'm gonna have money and my kid, he'll be good, he's still gonna work. He's gonna
Yeah.
work for it. Like, yeah, I'll give you money, but what you gonna do for me to work for it? You know what I mean? Like those values, the values of hard work and like getting your hands dirty, because like growing up and to this day, all me and you I've ever known was hard work, right?
Or work, yes, sir.
And I think it's made us great people. But I also think that we have negative relationships with money as well.
Yeah.
You know, and that hurts us because the more negativity you bring about that money, the more negativity you're going to get back. So we have to learn how to rewire ourselves. That's why I got a book for you to read when I'm done called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
It's a great book. It really is teaching about financial literacy, like something we never learned. I never learned that growing up.
I didn't either.
Kids today still never learn that growing up because they don't want you. That's how the rich stay rich. The poor don't learn financial literacy, so they're never ever able to build that foundation to get them to a spot where they're comfortable in life. So I think that's really important.
But, you know, we the generation is going to break cycles, man.
That's
and
right.
that's been one of my biggest things, too, about breaking cycles, even with my own son, man. Starting right now, you know, the things that we do, we can pass on to be able to be passed on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And give your kids the freedom to express themselves. You got to do it.
Oh, yeah, man.
You gotta do
Understand that. All right, this is my last question for you, brother. How do you want to be remembered when you leave this world, man? What are people going to say about you at your funeral?
Hopefully that I was there for everybody that needed me, and whether it be in any aspect of life, I just want to be known as the person that truly cared for people and gave everything that he could to the people around them and shared his success and shared his trials and errors and was able to teach people different avenues to where they don't have to, like, because you see, you go through a lot of things where you learn, right? So it don't matter what it is, but you know the errors that lead you down that road.
Yes, indeed.
But you can change a lot of people's lives by showing them what not to do and by showing them what to do so that they can avoid some of those things that took you forever to figure out, but they don't have to struggle like that. So I think just helping people, that's my main thing. You know, mental health awareness is something that's always going to be close to me. So
Me too, brother.
I think that that's part of it as well. You know, letting people know that they ain't alone. And that, I think that's so huge because people actually out here think that they're alone.
Yeah.
And think that they can't talk to somebody or think that someone's going to make fun of them. But it's a serious issue, and it's very important that we have more people like you and I and all these other people that I see coming out about it to be that listening ear and to be the voice for them. And I think that I want to have a big enough platform to be able to really spread that awareness.
Oh, yeah, man.
And that's and thinking about my purpose, that's part of it.
Hey, well, you know what you got to do then, man. Hey, figure out how you can get your purpose rotating, man, so you can be able to make some impact
That's
on
right.
people, man.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you inviting me into this fine establishment.
This fine establishment. Shout out to Tony Berrigan, owner, Hempville CBD. Great man, great person. Come stop through, get you some products.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, thanks again, brother. And y'all just tuned in to another episode of SIPTLK Podcast. Y'all check it out, share it, like it, comment, whatever you got to do, man. Let's get this
Like it up.
information out there. All right, man.